I think I fell asleep. When I woke up, it was later, but not very late. The bright light from the lamp was still shining under the door of the living room. My parents were in there, talking quietly, but the soldier wasn't there with them. Anita was taking things out of her box and putting them in a bag. I sat up and spoke to her. She told me to be quiet. She continued talking, taking her best dresses out of her box and putting them in the bag. I asked her what she was doing. I'm going to meet my true prince, she said. I'm going away with him. She laughed and sang quietly. The girls with the magic ring will always know her true love.
Very good. Next, please.
She told me to say nothing. Then she went very quietly to the back door and went out into the dark night. Her hand quietly pulled the door closed behind her. On her middle finger she wore the gold ring shaped like a fish. I went to the window and looked out. I was terribly afraid. I know Anita was a silly child, but this was very, very wrong. If father finds out, he will kill her. I thought he gets angry very quickly, and he is very strong. But I was afraid of Anita too, so I stopped there looking out of the window. I cried quietly.
Okay.
There was no moon and it was very dark. I heard music playing in the cafe around the beach. It was a nice song, a slow song. I listened to the music and the soft sound of the waves on the beach. Soon I felt a little bit. After a long time, I started to feel cold. So I went back to my bed and fell asleep. I woke up again much later. The house was dark and quiet. My parents were asleep. Nobody was talking anywhere in the house. Anita's bed was still empty. I went to the window again. The moon was out and I could see the house along the beach. There was still a light in the cafe and music playing. I went back to bed. I cried until I fell asleep. I hope that it was all a bad dream.
Okay. And
When I woke again, the fourth gray light of the new day was in the room. Anita's bed was still empty. I lay in bed with my eyes closed until my mother came to wake us. When she found Anita's empty bed, she started to shout and scream. Then I opened my eyes. I soon started to cry too. I never told him where she went or what she said. There was terrible shouting and crying in our house that day, but we never saw Anita again.
she went to see Raphael last night? I say, sorry. Oh no, say Asta. I think she went to meet to Solar Shore. That's why she called him her two prince. She was like someone is a story, you see. For the beautiful princess boy in love with a poor fisherman. Then either he turned into a handsome prince and a real prince come along and take her away to his place. And Fredenda was quite a sorry bird. Very
It was quite a silly girl, really.
silly girl, very. She lived the story in her head. After the soldier came to the village, she started to meet him at night. She went to the same place in the forest, but she was meeting the soldier not far from her. She went there many times. Then that night, she didn't come back. She went away with him in his boat. Those days, perhaps a boat with an engine was like a magic carpet.
Like a magic carpet. Okay, thank you.
But she was swearing the going when she what I said. Yes, she took all her best things.
Took all her best things, dresses,
story, books, and her ring. But Raphael has that ring. He has worn it round his neck for more than 13 years. I know, she said. I think they spoke to Raphael that night. I think she told him her plans. Then she gave him his ring and went off to meet the soldier somewhere along the coast. Is that what you really think? I asked. Yes, says Martha. She said goodbye to Raphael and gave him his ring. Then she went to meet the soldier. That is what made Raphael mad. He went to look for her. She went to look for her the next day, but all the time he had the ring round his neck. He wanted her to come back, or he wanted her father to find her and bring her back, but she never came. She never came, and when she didn't come, Raphael went mad. When you talk to Raphael, what does he say?
He holds the ring and says, "She gave me the ring, or she gave me the golden fish." I answered, "Exactly," said Martha. "First she took his ring and said, 'I love you.' Then she gave it back to him and went away with the soldier. What made the poor man crazy? What was so special about the ring?" I asked. "What did Anita say?" "Something about a magic ring." "The girl with the magic ring will always know her true love. It was in her story," said Martha. "Her own story. She wore it herself. It wasn't a story that she read in a book. It was her favorite story. She told it to us hundreds of times.
Very good.
And it's about a magic ring. Yes. In fact, I have the story here. Anata wrote it in a notebook and I kept it. It's the only thing of Anata that I have. I can't list it. Of course, what is that story? Martha went into another room and came back with a small thin notebook. She carried it carefully in both hands. She put it on the table in front of me. It was a cheap school writing book. The pages were yellow with a pen. There was only one story in it. It was called The Ring of the Golden Fish. The story was short. It was writing in pencil in the last clear writing of the young child. Julie and Martha looked at me. I realized there was light waiting there, waiting to hear me with the story today.
Okay, very good. So are we following that so far? Any problems with any of the words? Okay.
Chapter 10, The Ring of the Golden Fish. It is the story that I read to Martha and her husband. The story that was written by Anita all those years ago. A long time ago, there was a beautiful princess. She lived in beautiful palace with big, beautiful gardens all around it. But she was sad because she has no friends. She couldn't talk to anyone or play with anyone. She was a prisoner